Okay, wow, look at her luggage, man. Listen, they say it's the ideal travel bag for women. Hilarious. So, there's no sound. What I want to talk about is, as I said before, if you cannot strategize, you may not be able to survive. Okay? So, as for this chick, get your luggage ready, darling. Okay, so before, and I mentioned it here on this channel about how I was saying people are renting out rooms. Okay, nothing surprising about that. Long story short, lady buys a house and it's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Okay, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. She got two full baths. So I was like, well, you know what you could do? You can go ahead and lease out two of those rooms. And she was thinking, yeah, the family members, things like that, yada, yada, yada. She has a cousin. The cousin had a lease. The lease renewal came up and the lease went up by a couple of $100. It was not financially feasible. So my thinking is, hey, you guys get along, you hang out together. Hey, you could lease out one of the rooms to your cousin, charge her $1,000 a month. And that $1,000 would cover utilities, you know? Hello, she's not paying a deposit first and last month. You're just moving into the house and you're paying $1,000 a month. That covers your room. The rooms are not small, nice size rooms, large bedrooms. The rooms are not small. You know those rooms you have like you can only put a bed in and a nightstand. No, it's not that. You can put a full size bedroom in there. So it's like that, okay? So I said, yeah, you could do that and get 1,000 a month and you can rent the other room out. And just doing the numbers, common sense. I'm like, that right there, that could pay your mortgage. You're getting $2,000 a month that could pay your mortgage, and then you'd be paying the utilities. So it's a win-win for her because as long as people can get along, you're bringing in 2 G's a month on the home, and you're going to be paying, the utilities. So the money you'll be putting toward your mortgage, you can save some of that money. Okay, so it's a win-win. So the first words out the cousin mouth is, hearing this information is, I'm not here paying for no mortgage. And I got to thinking, so when she was paying that apartment rent that she can no longer afford, were you thinking then, I'm not going to be here paying for the loan on this property, on this commercial property? No. See, that's ignorant speaking. The issue is she doesn't want to pay a family member, somebody that looks like her money. She's stupid. We're going to talk about what happened to Miss Stupid. I'm like, look at the big picture. What she does with the money is her business. She has a place. You don't. Yours is ending. So the cousin was like, no, not doing it. Not a big deal. So the lady, she was able to move in one of her friends. Yay. And then her friend referred somebody that she worked with. So that person lives there too. And they make very decent money. Okay. Yeah. Trust me, doing quite well. And it's working out because everybody works a lot because they don't have jobs, they have careers. Everybody works a lot. And on the weekend, they're either sleeping or going places. So it's just working out really, really great. So both those rooms are already occupied. Okay. Fast forward, the cousin decided to go ahead and go, Miss, I'm not paying for the mortgage. She decided to go ahead and go and, she moved to an extended stay. Okay. The extended stay is already over 500 a week when you add in those taxes. So she's already looking at over 500 a week for adding in the taxes based on that location. So I'm like, wow, that's like, I think she said it was a 2,076 a month, what it comes out to be. I'm like, they don't give you some kind of deal for staying there a month. So yeah, so it's like you could have put together some more money instead in your apartment. So she's been working overtime to stay in the extended stay. Okay. Because I'm like, that don't make any sense to me. So I'm working overtime. So let's fast forward to the cousin who, quote, I'm not going to be paying nobody's mortgage, paying on the mortgage. Her job cut the hours. She's gone from not just the overtime. Overtime is over. They've cut the hours by 8 hours. So now you're looking at a 32-week paycheck. I don't know how much she makes, but let's just say it's $20 an hour. I'm just going to say that for example. So $20 times 8 is $160 a week that she's missing. 160 times 4 weeks, that's 700 and what? Let's see. 24. Oh my gosh, I got the math wrong. 160 times 4, 32, 34. That's 740. Wow. So if you add that up, again, I don't know what her exact pay is, but if she's missing $160 a week, oh my bad, 640. Okay, it's 640. My bad. So that's $640 based on based on her missing 160 a week. Okay, so that is $640 that she is missing. On top of that, that's basically a week of the extended stay minus the taxes. $640 less out of your check a month, that's pretty much a week. So now we fast forward, you can imagine where we are. Can't afford the extended stay. Well, she may have to get a suitcase like this. And park it and just try to park it somewhere near that job. You might have to put your stuff in a suitcase like this and try to make some moves, because if you can't afford extended stay, they don't want to hear a sob story. Either you have the money or you don't. It's business. Just like her relative that purchased that home. And I was like, wow. So she took a chance on extended stay. You could have at least, because you've already paid them $2,076. You could at least had over 1,000 in your pocket a month, and now can't afford that. You can't strategize, or if you're a hater, you may not be able to survive. And they seem to get along well. They hang out a whole lot, but no, I knew that what it was. See, sometimes people, they will compete within their group, and particularly, sometimes people are so stupid, they are sitting up here, even sometimes silently competing with their own family members. So now she wants to circle a wagon. Wants to find out how long the girls are going to be there. That's none of your business, because those rooms are already occupied. But she was so bent on thinking she didn't want to pay, and thought about it. She didn't want to pay her cousin that money. Is what the deal was. I ain't have paying on no mortgage. We know you're not, because you don't have one. We know that, man, because you don't have one. I'm sure you don't even qualify. But because that was her mindset. And I thought about it, I said, maybe it was best. Because by being family, it wouldn't surprise me. She probably would have got in there, changed the whole dynamics, and then sooner or later, it would have probably reached a point of no payment. And then people think, well, it's family. You can't evict me. It's family. You want to bet? So, yeah, all I can think of, she might need this suitcase. Girl, this might be, I'm trying to be funny. This might be your next move. Other option, pay for 3 weeks, rough it out in your car the fourth week. May have to just kind of alternate. What investment was she making in extended stay? Like I said, an opportunity was right there, but I ain't have paying on no mortgage. No, it's the jealousy factor. And it's called you don't want to pay your cousin. Let me guess, you want to stay for free. Rooms occupied, they're getting along. You've already shown your true colors. There's no third room for you. You just out of luck. And she running her mouth, basically end up homeless. I noticed nobody else is offering, because they probably know what kind of spirit that she has. And people that it's hard enough. As they say, choose your heart. They don't want to bring broke dysfunction into their home. That's what they don't want. Because she still has bills. You got to pay the storage, where her furniture is located, car insurance, gasoline, food, necessities, things like that, laundry. So yeah, she threw that line out there, the I could end up homeless line. True. But my thing is this: maybe you deserve to be homeless because you were presented with an opportunity. And because your jealousy, raggedy, self-hating mouth came up with, I ain't not paying a mortgage, you already pocket watching what the homeowner's going to do with the money. Are you pocket watching what extended stay does with that money that you pay them? Are you pocket watching what the rental apartment that you last had, what they're going to do with the money? No, but this is your cousin or relative, somebody looks like you. And some people are stupid. They don't want to pay anybody that looks like them. It's I know it sounds crazy, but it exists. So yeah, so the only option, since no one's knocking on the door saying, "Hey, come over here," yeah, she might need this big suitcase. And if she ends up homeless, then maybe that's what she deserves. Sometimes opportunity comes along once, it's not gonna come up three and four times popping up for you. So yeah, this is where we are. Or where she is rather. I already had a solution. Pay 1,000 a month, go over there. She chose to pay 2,000 a month at the extended stay, not knowing not only was it overtime out, but also besides the overtime, yeah, they cutting down the hours. So if you're full of haterade and jealousy, you can't see the big picture. You are stuck inside a box of jealousy and self-hatred. I want to get over. I don't want to pay. You're slow. Those kind of people are slow, and for you, it's going to be a no-go. If you can't strategize, may not be able to make it, find a way to survive. As they say, life is hard. Choose your heart. She brought this on herself. Nobody else is offering. And like I said, it's probably for the best because with that mentality, first it hit my mind and they're related. Yeah, down the line, maybe the second or third month, it would have probably been something because she probably would have been thinking, now you collecting $1,000 on that room, and then I see you work all the time, so you really don't need my money, and you know I'm going through a hard time. Yeah, that would have probably been it. And then that would have been the catalyst to say, oh yeah, to not pay. So what do you all think? I think she's gonna need a hell of a suitcase. Good luck.